Previously on 2 Past Midnight. There's not really anything notable here.
That's my biggest question, is about the whole mirroring and what all is mirrored and what is not. I mean, you've got 2 different episodes of mirroring, but am I overthinking things?
Fucking everything says it should be here. Why is not here?
Well, I mean, if you were having a disease factory, would you make it obvious? I mean, Grójec is right there. Maybe they know something that happened with the Hell on Wheels. Maybe somebody that was left out of that unit was able to get there, go in one direction or another.
Playing a game.
No, I mean, in the game. We were doing a thing. I don't remember what that thing was.
Ooh, I do.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Takes good notes.
I was going to ask you guys if you guys remembered where you were.
I would like a recap, please.
We were waiting to find out how the Grójec roadblock went. That's the cliffhanger we left off on.
Yeah, you guys got to Grójec and talked to whatever person at the checkpoint. You guys were trying to persuade your way past the checkpoint. He had given you some details about a cannibal that they had come across at some point. Stories of a American that was originally people were talking about, like there was a monster in the woods type thing.
And Marek assumed that was Rose.
Yeah. Merrick did assume that was Rose. And, so you guys had got those details from him. Let's see, was there anything else? You had asked him about the people had been ambushed or whatever, and they...
Yeah, we asked him about the Hell on Wheels, and he did mention that there had been some who had come by, but...
That they ran into at the bridge because they had taken out this other guy, this Soviet guy. They left him to be eaten by the dogs, to sped on the ground.
Right.
And, that's basically where we were. And, we were at the point where we were going to reveal the persuasion roll. Honestly, Jeremy got 3 fucking successes. So, you guys should have known you were fine. That's a lot.
I felt like we were good.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
Yeah, I did not roll 4 successes on this dude's persuasion roll.
Well, even 3 means I don't succeed.
Either way.
This guy couldn't pass a persuasion roll because he's at the checkpoint.
Well, they gotta have somebody in charge over there, right?
Well, I mean, it's less about that and more, are they amicable to you guys? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So are they willing to, give you guys a chance and let you guys through is more what we're looking at. So we are actually in the evening shift at this point. That was when you guys got here, was the evening shift. It's cloudy. It's the night of July 5th. And you guys had asked for, if you could come in and stay in town, stuff like that. And he's like, yes, we have some room here in town. There are some abandoned buildings. Maybe if you want to find some place to crash for the evening. We don't have a lot of supplies. I would suggest maybe if you see any of the houses with X's on the doors, stay away from those ones particularly.
What is the problem with the X's?
As I'd said before, another detail was we do have some people that are sick in town, so.
Okay. So these are sick houses where could possibly get sick. Okay. Do you have way for going in and out? Is there free passage? Do we need papers of some kind? Is there passcode or?
No, we don't have anything like that. I mean, we would. Still check people. We can escort you to the house. You don't have free reign of the place, but we could. And he looks over one of the other, soldiers there. Well, soldiers, quote unquote. One of the other guys guarding the place. And he's like, we can escort you to a suitable location.
Okay, yeah, no, I was
Get
just
the roof over your
wondering
head.
if long term, more like, if can we go and come back, or like
Yeah, tomorrow you will probably have to meet with our leader.
Okay.
He'll want to meet you. But other than that, that would be up to him at this point.
Could I ask you a quick question, please?
I will give you a quick answer.
The red X's, those weren't put on there by the people in blue trucks, right?
No, I don't. What blue trucks?
We don't know if it's UN, WHO, or whatever, but when they have located areas, villages that have sick people in them, they shelled it with artillery.
It is useful information. We had not heard that yet, but that is good to know.
Yeah, if you see blue trucks, not a good sign.
Yeah, they deal with the disease with extreme prejudice.
It sounds like it. So Dr. Dolinsky kind of chimes in. He's like, if you have, do you have a medical facility here or someone that's looking after the people that are sick? And this is all in Polish at this point, and so you understand it, Jeremy. And he kind of points out that no, they've actually been kind of light on the medical personnel lately. Like their doctor had passed away back in the fall, the one that they had in town, and it's really just people at this point doing what they can, but they don't have like a doctor. So he offers his services to check on people and see how they're doing, and that way I don't have to role play with myself, because that just sounds like masturbating. And
sounds like
literally it sounds like it. And so he gestures over. He's like, oh, this gentleman, he'll take you to some shelter for the evening. That way, if it starts to rain, you can have a roof over your head at least. And that other guy comes over. He's like, please unload your magazines, though, and clear the bolts, if you would.
Oh, yeah, no. Do you want unloaded rifles in town? Okay.
Yes, please. Please.
Merrick unloads his rifles and puts the round from the chamber back in the magazine and sticks the magazine in his pocket.
I'm assuming no one argues with
No,
that?
Emmett would
Yeah.
take all the ammo out of his weapons.
It never occurs to Merrick to clear the pistol, and he just leaves it in the holster, because it...
Isn't it a revolver, anyway?
No, it's like a Glock.
Thought you had a revolver for some
No,
reason.
Emmett does.
Stanisław had a revolver.
The rifles are what we're more concerned about. The pistols are, this is like Old West here, Like, I'm sure your American friends here are familiar with that.
Oh, like Old West.
I don't know Polish, so who's telling me to unload my rifle?
The guard.
Oh, he
At
says it
the
in English.
checkpoint.
Okay.
English, yeah.
Yes. Sorry. The accent was supposed to indicate that he was asking you in English.
Was very similar to the accent that Doctor was talking to, so I was just confused.
Yeah, I know. That's fair.
Be easy on the ref. He's only got one accent.
No, just making sure my dude heard, because like,
Listen here, French boy.
He's playing 4
I just know that my character, if it's not in English, would not notice anything.
Yeah, so he asked you guys in English. And so I'm assuming you guys take the magazines out of your weapons at least.
Yeah.
The rifles.
Hey, do you guys got like a trading area or like a store area or a vendor kind of thing? Do you guys do a lot of trading around here? Do you have does the village have a storefront, or is it just, You find
like
a person
marketplace for is
less of a marketplace. I mean, everyone kind of meets in the town square, but it's not really an official, like market at that point. It's really just people meet up and, if they've scavenged anything or, been able to find something or grow things, they trade for what they can, but it's, nothing official.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if you guys had a lot of people running through here, along the roadway here. If it just so you guys had something set up or not. I just wasn't sure.
No, not so much. I mean, we occasionally get visitors out of Warsaw, but that's about it. But that's mostly they come out and check, make sure everything's okay, and then go back into the city.
I remember, speaking of Frenchie, lost my 9mm, but I feel like I got another one back at some point, didn't I?
You had one at some point.
I did.
That you were using, and we were trying to figure out. Jeremy was trying to. No, it was the M4. You were trying to figure out where you got it from, but.
No, but I had the 9mm forever, and then when I was sick and stuffed in the closet, I don't know why I can't think of Kyle's character's name.
Gordon?
Yes. Took it.
I think it was Farmer, actually. It was,
it was
Mr. Jankowski.
And he got it stolen, by
the kids.
But I think we ended up getting it back.
You didn't get that one back. If you got a different one back, you got a different one back. And if you didn't, then you never took it off your character sheet like you should have.
That's the thing. I think I did.
Fans, listeners,
get in the comments.
If you've been keeping track of loot and Chris has a 9mm,
because I'm showing. I'm thinking we might have got it. I might have gotten it in Parjou.
Maybe. I don't know. I've been trusting y'all to keep track of your loot, so.
Because I remember removing it and adding it, but that could have been the first time.
Jeremy, when he said the thing about Warsaw, as they're like escorting you guys to some building for shelter, that kind of stuck in your brain like a brain worm. That like it just kind of something about it, because you're like, there really hasn't been it. Warsaw got fucking decimated by nukes. Like, it is in ruins, and you're like, who's coming out of Warsaw to check on people? That's for your own, like, your character would be like, that's weird,
Mental note.
Yeah, I thought I'd give you a little bit of information from all that. But yeah, so they take you to this house that there's not really even like a front door on it at this point. Like, it's kind of ragged and, in disrepair like everything else in this world at this point. But he's like, it's not much, but if it starts raining, at least it will keep you from getting wet.
Anything to keep us dry. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And he heads off. Or goes to head off.
Hold on.
One more thing.
One more thing. The people from Warsaw. The who are they? I thought it was destroyed.
It is, but there are people still trying to salvage what is left of society.
With the radiation, or
people still are there. There's radiation in lots of places, but that doesn't, the whole city is not in a, constant radioactive area.
Of course. Just from what we heard in Cracovia, was bad. It did not do well.
Not many. It is not the population is not what it used to be, but
reasonably so.
Yeah.
And they come check on the city here. Are they government bringing Poland back?
Trying to.
Okay. That's good to hear. We could use more law and order,
Yes, power, shifts at times in times of crisis. We need new stability.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll, sleep tight, as they say.
Oh, thank you. And Dr. Dolinsky kind of says, I'm going to go check on some of the houses and
yeah, of course, Doctor.
Knock on some doors, just see how some of the people at least right here in the area around us are faring.
Oh, of course. If you need anything, just let us know, and I'm sure we'll help however we can.
Okay, we'll do. And he heads off down the street. Like I said, this is kind of a dilapidated, because of the war, one-story home. It's pretty much 2-bedroom, living room, bathroom, kitchen. That's about it. Like, that's all it's really got. It's not big, not fancy. It looks like stuff's been taken from here and used elsewhere. Like the furniture's maybe been used for firewood over the rough winter that everyone went through. So there's not really much in the actual house. But it's a shelter. What do you guys want to do? It's headed into nighttime. Kyle, roll me a weather roll for the night.
That would be a 5.
It is still cloudy. What are you guys doing?
I'm assuming Emmett's going to want somebody to be on watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't know these people.
I roll out my sleeping bag in the corner and just go to bed.
Yeah, Emmett would take... I figured we'd just keep our same sleep rotations going.
I will take night shift and keep watch.
Okay, Emmett will go to sleep.
Actually, Murphy, we'll not... Do we still need to make camp, Riff?
Nah.
Or no? Okay. No. Merrick will take watch. Will Murphy actually take the dice roll, because his recon is better?
Yeah, we'll do the same thing we always do. Just 2 on, 2 off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, recon. 6 and an 8.
Okay, so 2 successes. All right, so who all's asleep? Kyle and Emmett, right?
I have crashed.
All right, so LT and Emmett are crashed over in the corner, and Chris, you're keeping watch. Tell me what that looks like, guys.
I don't want to say half-ass watch, but kind of. Because, we're in a house, so kind of gets himself in. You said there's no door or anything, right? So just in a good area where he's got, he can see areas of approach.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, he's kind of wanting to talk to Merrick a little bit since they're both up. And he's just like, so what do you think of this village and the red X's? Have you run across that before? Because that did not go well in the village that we were in.
Merrick's leaning up against the wall, a couple feet down from Murph, and he's got the book and the map open, and he's reading as best as he can with what little light he has. And the pages are starting to blur, but he's still just staring at these pages. Somewhat distracted from the conversation. It's common practice to mark the doors in case of emergency. So you find, so many survivors, so many dead. But if they are sick, it's a good marker to let everyone know for safety that these houses are being quarantined, or maybe there is dead inside. I'm not sure totally what he means. In Cracovia, there was some disease, but it did not. There was more rumor than there was disease, So it was not a problem yet there.
we were in a village whose name I can't recall. And a couple people got sick and they put the red X's on their doors. And then the UN, WHO, whoever it was, showed up, started inspecting the people in the houses, and put the X's on the doors. And next morning, I think, they rained hellfire with artillery and firebombed the whole village.
I mean, anyone can put red X on door as long as you have red paint, you know? Maybe it's locals that they try to protect themselves, or...
No, this was an organized group.
Oh, yeah. In your case, this village where you get bombed with the artillery. But this place, maybe not same.
Yeah, just gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense. Should be, caution. But the disease is, from what I hear, is not good. It spreads very quickly.
As you guys are talking, there's about a dozen or so, kids you see walking down the street. They kind of glance over at you because you have a pretty good view up and down the road from the front of the house, without the door. You know what I mean? You can see pretty good in both directions. But you see these kids walk by and they kind of look over at the house, and they're kind of just chatting with each other. And Merrick, because they're talking in Polish, and they're like, "Oh, who the fuck are these people? What the hell? Whatever. Hey, there's nothing left in that house anyway." So, but they're just wandering the streets.
Merrick makes eye contact with one of the boys and just stares at him.
There's one that's older, just size-wise. You would guess he's the oldest, probably the pack leader of this group of heathens, and kind of looks over at you and returns the stare, just does the Polish equivalent of the head nod.
I was going to say that's what Murph does to the group, just a little head nod.
Merrick doesn't do a head nod, and for a split second, he sees Jan, and Jan getting shot.
Kid waves. Continues down the street.
The kid turns, and before he can even see, Merrick raises his hand and waves after he's already turned. Half-heartedly. But these, these red X's, okay. Not necessarily your, Dr. Boogeyman. Maybe, they take care of themselves here and keep track. What is more curious is, the people coming in from Java. What you say, the...
Warsaw.
Yeah, Warsaw, you say.
Capital, right?
Yeah, the capital. They come in from capital, but it's been destroyed as far as we know, so there are very few people there. There's radiation, we hear. So we hear they do not do good, but in this place, they say they are, trying to rebuild the government there.
That sounded odd to me as well. I thought that place got wiped off the map, to be honest with you.
Well, maybe there are still some, but from suburbs or around the city.
For their sake, I hope so.
If they were in the city, they are still in city.
Yeah.
Only shadow now.
And particles. It seems like you've been having a tough time of it lately.
Huh?
You seem very On edge, upset, angry?
In Zvolenie, my daughter is there. Is the last person for me, But she made choice long ago that she would stay with her husband, and his family is corrupt. Like, her father-in-law asked me to do bad things, Yeah, he asked me to no longer be a good man, to look other way, but his integrity. He makes me want to question my integrity. Is asked me to. I say no.
Kind of like mob? Polish mob, Russian mob.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah. Like mafia. Yeah. I think mob is other word. Yes, yeah, like, connected people. Yeah, he's has a reputation for being connected, and then he confirms it with me. I have no other proof. I, cannot charge him with anything. I have no crimes. But he proves to me he is no good, and my daughter, she still loves her husband, so she stays.
Whenever there's a power vacuum, those scumbags fill the void.
Yeah, they are capitalists of the worst kind, They try make money any way possible, does not matter.
And I know how much that sucks, especially with your daughter. Obviously she made her choices, but that sucks for you because you have to live with it. But I've been angry for... that's my default setting. But Emmett said something the other day that stuck with me. That through all the trials and tribulations and shit that we've gone through, we're still here, and it's got to be for a reason. I don't know if it's finding his son, finding this lab, and helping people. I don't know, but I have to believe that we're here for a purpose.
I think that a purpose is a good thing to hold on to. Sometimes I think there is no reason. Sometimes wife gets angry at husband for too long and she puts poison in his coffee. Sometimes things don't have reason or purpose or there's the only meaning is the meaning we think that is there. So that purpose you speak of is good, gives hope. But sometimes hope is the thing that drowns you or makes you suffer longer. Like sailors, right? So, back in long time ago, sailors, many would not learn how to swim. Refuse to learn. Because they say if ship goes down, it's better death to drown than to swim and then drown. So, purpose, cause, point of everything, who knows? No one can say. All I can say is that this lab, the best we can do is stop it. Because people still exist no matter what we are.
Well, and I'll stop talking your ear off here, but for a long time all I thought about is survival. But with no purpose, you're kind of like a ship with no rudder, just aimlessly wandering around. And the sense of purpose might at least create a focus or a goal. And I think right now we could use that.
But, yeah, but it still requires action. You still need to do something. We cannot hope and wait. So, we are better off to do our best with this. But that moose was bad business. I think you take shot too soon.
Really?
Yeah, they were pointing gun at me. I know seems threatening at time, but I think was maybe too soon.
Well, it wasn't just pointed. It looked like he was ready to fire. And my training, my whole outlook is to better be safe than sorry in that situation.
Well, you are safe and I am sorry they are dead.
I agree with you, but I'm happy that you're safe.
Rest of the night goes on. Pretty uneventful. Kyle, roll me a weather roll for the morning of the 6th of July.
Well, that would be a 6.
Clouds clear. Sun comes out. As it's coming up, you can get like one of those pretty fucking cotton candy sunrises. I'm assuming you guys are gonna flip-flop. Who's doing what?
Yep, Merrick's gonna go to sleep.
Sleepy time.
I'm awake, and I am doing weapon maintenance.
In the wee hours of the morning, you guys see Dr. Nolinsky come back to the house where y'all are. And as you guys are kind of switching out who's on watch, and he comes up and he's like, looks exhausted, looks beat, and he's like, I need to sleep. It's been long nights. In this place, I have had better accommodations in the past than some places. But I guess this will do.
Yeah, I mean, the little town that we got put up in, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, this one, I mean, it's better than head down in the dirt.
Yes, it is. All right. I talk to you all later. All right. I need to sleep.
How did you help with the disease and whatnot? I mean, should we?
I talked to some people through the doors mostly. I did not want to break the quarantine that they are under. Just to kind of get a list of symptoms, see what is going on. But I need to talk to some more people after I sleep and just see what I'm dealing with before anything else.
All right.
So some of the symptoms are flu-like, but some of the symptoms seem strange, and it seems like the mortality rate is higher than one would expect, but also no one's got, vaccines, or
right.
kind of, or medicine of any kind, so people kind of get sick and,
Yeah, a little cold and flu could go a long way.
Yes, it knocks us back to the Middle Ages at this point.
I mean, I do appreciate you helping out. That definitely, I mean, I know you didn't do it for this reason, but it definitely helps us as far as accommodations here in town. So I do appreciate that. Why don't you go rest up and we'll keep an eye out.
Of course. I just see it for a second and drink some water. About the point the R in water comes out, he's like over in leaned up against the wall, just head slumped down. He's out. He's had a long day. And yeah, so Kyle, you're doing weapons maintenance. So roll a tech roll.
Tech indeed. 1 success.
And Brian, roll me a recon roll. Sorry that my yawning was contagious, Jeremy. I was doing it in the character.
8 and a 7, 2 successes.
Okay. All right, so as the morning goes along, you see a few more people kind of wandering, like just walking by, and they'll look over at the house every once in a while and just kind of, notice you guys and like, who the fuck is that kind of deal. And then they continue on. You'll see people it looks like they're kind of heading towards the center of town. You guys are more so on the outskirts of town, but you'll see some people coming towards town. You'll see people going away from the center of town, but you guys are in a little ways. You're not right on the exact outskirts. So there were some houses that you passed on your way in, that were closer to the checkpoints. Occasionally you'll see some of the people that you assume were on the watch at the checkpoint, changing guards, basically. It was now the morning shift, so they're swapping out who's on watch. And you see a group. You actually see the guy that was on duty when you guys came in last night coming back through in the morning, and he kind of waves and says, "How's the house here for you?"
I mean, the weather held out overnight, which was nice, but I mean, it kept us dry and alive, so we do appreciate it.
Good. Yeah, mostly it should have just helped with the wind overnight. Have a good morning.
Yeah, morning to you too.
And he continues on. And as the morning goes, you can hear a little bit more commotion towards town. I mean, it's nothing like it used to be. You know what I mean? You're not hearing cars and shit like that. You would have heard back in the day, people getting up, going to work. But it does seem like people are doing something, And what'd you get on your recon roll?
2 successes.
2. Down the street, about maybe 100 meters or so, you do see this one kid, right? Looks like a teenager standing down there, and he's kind of he's got a soccer ball, and he's kind of dribbling the soccer ball, kicking it around. And every once in a while, something about the way he keeps looking down this way, he keeps looking at the house you all are staying in, and just kind of glancing down that way, and it looks like he's watching y'all. And if he's trying to be subtle about it, he's not very good at being subtle about it. But it seems like he's trying to be subtle poorly. But other than kicking the soccer ball around, that's all he's actively doing.
Okay. Well, I mean, living on the island, you always kind of knew who was native and who was tourist, so.
Are you saying we look like tourists?
I'm saying we are probably definitely identified as not belonging here. Doesn't mean bad or good. It just means that they know we're not from around here.
Yep, outsiders. Y'all are outsiders. Other than Dr. Dolinsky and Merrick.
Yeah, I mean,
3/5 of y'all.
But they're not from this town either. I mean, So
that is true. They are still, quote, outsiders, end quote. In a very literal sense. You guys going to do anything else this morning other than the weapons maintenance and the watching the kid with the soccer ball?
Nah, Emmett would stay close to the rest of the group here while he's watching, and yeah, that'd be about it for Emmett for through the morning.
So a little time passes with that kid with the soccer ball, and a couple other kids, adolescents, come over, and he starts talking with them, and it's a boy and a girl, and he's kind of chit-chatting with them, and you can tell he's still kind of glancing in y'all's direction, and he kind of chats with them, and yada yada. They're having a little banter back and forth, and then he leaves, but those other two stick around, and they're kind of down there, just appears like they're hanging out, but in that suspicious teenager, what the fuck are those kids doing down there in my yard kind of way. Like I said, they're about 50 meters or so down the road, so they're a little ways down.
We gonna stick around here too much longer? Are we gonna spend the day, or do we have time for me to see if I can find some stuff to trade, or what's the plan there, boss?
I mean, at this point, I'm kind of running short on plans. This here was just really a last-ditch effort to hopefully find some information of some of the surrounding area, but, I mean, we didn't come up with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we found a place to lay our head tonight, so...
Well, like I said, long shot to find bullets for your gun, but, like, maybe? Other than that, I got no agenda.
Yeah, I'd like to know which direction the Hell on Wheels guys were last seen headed. You know, we also got your convoluted books that have kind of places here, but it seems like we're at a dead end, so... I mean, yeah, resupplying and staying alive is still top priority at this point.
I'm all for staying alive, don't get me wrong there. But if we're not leaving right away, I'd like to head towards the center of town.
Well, they did kind of say maybe we shouldn't be just wandering about all too much. They kind of escorted us here. They said we needed to talk to whoever's kind of running this place.
Sure, I wasn't really paying attention, so, I mean, whatever we gotta do.
I figured it would be once the rest of the guys get up and moving around here, see what Dr. Dolinsky's got on his agenda for this disease around town, and then we will see if we can't make contact with whoever's running this place, see if we can't get a little more information, and see if we can't find ourselves a new heading. Because as it stands right now, we're pretty much just hanging out in the breeze.
All right, sounds good. I will defer the next steps to you. Unless anything else pops up in these books or anything else, I guess we are a leaf in the wind.
Sorry, I was running GM layer shit. All right, so the rest of the...
Yeah, I heard a lot of rolls there.
There were a few. Yeah, I'm checking to make sure I'm seeing what's happening elsewhere in the world, you know? Like, I got things. Things are moving.
Things and stuff. Stuff and things.
Yeah. So the rest of the morning goes along, and you still see those adolescents down there, but eventually one of them wanders off back down the road, and the other one's just kind of like, looks like he's just hanging out, you know, just sitting down there. Eventually we go into the daytime. Kyle, roll me a d6 for the weather.
1.
It's cloudy again. For a brief moment there, it was sunny. And then it's cloudy again. What do you guys want to do?
Wake up, eat, and drink some water.
Merrick? Dr. Dolinsky gets up too.
Merrick is going to do the same thing. He's going to get up and eat and drink water. Eat food, drink water. So, Captain Emmett, we are here in town. Perhaps we go to town square to get information, possibly find any kind of goods or things.
Yeah, I mean, seems like the next logical step. It's better than standing here on the porch getting oogled at by a bunch of kids because they don't know what we're up to.
Wait, what is this?
A bunch of kids down the road there. They were playing soccer. Pretty much stared us down for most of the time.
You glance down the road and you see the one kid just kind of hanging out, just sitting down in the grass.
He is one of these kids?
Yeah, there was more of them, but yeah, he seems to be the last straggler.
He actually looks familiar to you. He looks like he was one of the kids from the group from last night.
Merrick's going to go up and talk to him.
Okay. All right. So, what's anyone else doing? Eating? That's what you guys were doing? Eating, drinking water? Shit.
Yeah, and this moose is pretty good. It's a nice change of pace.
All right. So, Merrick, so you go walking down the street.
Yep.
Kid just still sits there. He's kind of glancing your way as you come walking towards him.
When he gets close enough, not like 50 meters away or anything, but when he's within earshot of normal speaking, he's going to be like, hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So, we saw you around earlier. I saw you last night. So you live in this neighborhood and around the area, right?
Down the street a little ways, yes.
Oh, all right. Cool. So what can you tell me? What can you tell me about the neighborhood? Like, we're looking for maybe a place that we could get something to eat, or maybe trade some things. You know any place in town?
I mean, most people are trading at the town square. At best, I mean, sometimes people meet up there. There's a small park. People will bring whatever they've found and see if anyone else is willing to trade. It's not so much a market as it is just people with stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, people are going to get together and trade, and it's like a pop-up market where it's the place people go to get stuff.
Things and stuff.
Yeah, where people congregate and make trades, like the old days.
Sometimes food and stuff. That's what people have there. Where I go for all of my food.
And some stuff. Yeah.
But no, most of that is if you take this road, go this way, about blah blah blah, whatever fucking distance, and take a left.
Sure.
You know, it's pretty easy to find.
Oh, cool. So,
If you were to put that in hexes, how far would it be?
A lot.
So have you lived in Grójec your whole life?
Outside of town, but
Outside?
moved in, collective security at this point. Safety in numbers.
I guess I'm going to roll a persuasion just to get any information about the area from this kid.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a fucking persuasion roll then. And I'll roll
I
for
guess
the street kid.
There's interrogator, but it says from a prisoner. I don't know
He's
if
not a
that
prisoner.
counts or not. Oh, I know.
Are you arresting him? Are you detaining him?
Not yet, but I feel like
So what information, like,
what am I looking for?
yes. Like, what are you trying to get from him?
Can I pick a hierarchy?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like a general topic of conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
Hierarchy of conversation. I want to discern if him and his buddies are a threat
uh-huh.
and are going to try to, like, fucking bushwhack us or, jump us or whatever. That then, general lay of the land for the city. Like, any helpful information as far as, like, local politics or, like, who's in charge.
Okay. So that's more
Who to talk to.
Right.
So, like,
okay.
Are they a threat? Local politics.
Give yourself a negative 1.
Okay. I got an 8 and a 1.
Okay. All right. So he's he gave you the lay of the land of, like, yeah, the town square is that way. We're kind of on the edge of town. I grew up outside of the city. My family was originally farmers, but once my parents died, we came into the city, my sister and I, and since then, I've mostly been just taking care of her. So.
And these kids that you play soccer with, they're good kids? They treat you okay?
Yeah, we all watch out for each other.
That's good. It's good to have that community.
Yes, sometimes the family that we find, not the one we're born into, you know.
Yeah. It comes down to loyalty at that point, yeah.
I mean, but it just being me and my sister and, you know. Used to have a brother, but he's gone now. I haven't seen him in a long time. I'm fairly certain he's dead. But that's not a new story around here.
No. Unfortunately, that's everyone's story, I think, at this time. You are a child without parents. I'm a father without children.
Actually, you may have seen some of my brother's handiwork around at some points. Where have you all come from?
We had come up from the south. We were coming from we didn't go near it, but along the river from Radham. So like the bridge going to Radham, we came up across that and worked our way north. What is his handiwork?
My brother was in an art school. He was an artist. My father was not a huge fan of him doing this, but my mother, you know.
You said your family were farmers, yeah?
Yes.
I could imagine
Yeah.
he was not impressed. Yeah.
He was not impressed with it, but he allowed it because my mother was, you know. Anyway, he'd early in the war, he would scrounge through battlefields and make these sculptures out of tank barrels, actually.
Oh, we found a cross not far from here.
Yeah,
we
that
came across that.
may have been one of his. It may have been a copycat. It's always hard to tell, but
It was large and really well done. It was very well made.
I mean, at the time when he was making them, he had a studio, you know, and had welding equipment and things like that before they were confiscated. But
yeah, it's only maybe 10 kilometers from here to the
yes, that one was his. That was one of
near
his.
the gas station over that way.
He put that up after our parents died.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a memorial.
Yeah, that is where they died. And, that was early on.
I'm sorry, nonetheless.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry. I must go. I hope you and your American friends are enjoying your stay.
Oh, we are. It's better than being rained on. So far it has been pleasant. Everyone seems to be polite enough.
Well, with the way the clouds look, I would. Rain may be the least of your concerns. I've seen these kind of clouds before. Have a nice day.
And you too.
And he starts to head back down the street into the city, but like he keeps looking up, and like you kind of look up and you see a couple like snow flakes, but then you're like, oh fuck, it's July.
Inside.
And it's got that gray color you guys have seen before, starts just coming down.
Merrick starts running towards the house.
You guys see him running towards the house. And then you start seeing the gray snow.
It's the snow. It's not snow.
Everybody in. Everybody in. Button up. Button up.
I hate this shit.
I did not get very much information from Oh boy, he seemed tight-lipped. But the cross outside of the gas station, that was, his brother made it. His memorial to their parents. So it's unrelated to Shepherd's Flock or even the lab.
Completely unrelated. Go figure. That's the thing. We're going to find connections in our heads where there are none.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, sometimes it's important to follow all clues. See, we are still gathering clues. Cross means nothing to great mystery.
Dr. Dolinsky kind of wakes up and looks around and sees the stuff outside and is like, we don't have a door on the house.
We do not.
You guys can see it kind of coming in at an angle through the front door. It's like, we are exposed. I hope you all know this. This is not protection from this.
We did not know, but...
No, I'm aware. I'm just letting you all know.
Okay. Time to make tech rolls.
We will probably get sick unless we can find something to seal this off.
That's the goal. Let's do that now.
Survival roll for who wants to do the scrounging to see if there's anything left in this that you can fucking seal up the windows and doors.
Who's got the best survival?
I'm a B and a D.
Same.
B and a C.
C and a C.
B and a C it is.
Murph.
Who's got the best tech? Way before you roll it. Who's got the best tech?
BD.
I got a B and a D.
All right. I'm going to say it's at a -2 to find the specific something that you need to cover the thing and not just a roll on the random table.
Okay, so who has the lowest survival? C and a C? No.
I'm a B and a D.
You're a B and a D. All right, let's...
Cumulative, I'm going to say +1. Yeah, cumulative. Just because +3, -2, +1.
All right, so that would give me a B and a B.
Okay, a C and a C is tech roll, or survival that you have, right, Brian?
Correct.
I'm going to say a survival roll and then a tech roll to do the thing.
Okay, do you want to do the roll, Kyle, for tech?
Sure.
Or do you want me to do it?
B and a D, I can do it.
Wait. I will help. I will aid you.
That's why I said
Whatever you
+3. I said everyone was, yeah,
Oh.
+3 on the survival, but the tech roll's not an 8. It's a whoever has the best tech roll.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the survival with a +1 total.
Well,
3 plus 3
it depends on if you have
No.
the best tech.
It's not tech. He said it's survival.
Survival roll to find stuff. That's getting a +3 and a -2. +3, -2 to find exactly the kind of thing you would need. Then a tech
Gotcha.
roll to do it properly.
Gotcha.
And that's a
Flat.
know-how that an individual has, not a, yeah.
And same person make both rolls?
Sure.
What is your tech?
Straight B.
No.
No, I didn't say can. I said does the person have
No,
to make?
no. It can be two
Oh.
different people.
Okay. So I'll do the survival roll. See if we can.
Kyle has the most challenge coins. I say he does the tech roll. Because just in case he duffs it, he's got enough challenge coins that he can save it.
Figure we're
Maybe.
looking for a tarp or something like that. So, all right, here we go. Survival.
+1.
Yes, that's a B and a B. 4 and an 8.
All right. So you are able to find something that seems like it will work to seal up the door. Kyle.
A 6 and a 4.
Okay. So you fashion this old fucking quilt over the door, but it seems like a big, thick quilt that you found. Actually, I think you have a sleeping bag.
I do.
I know that's different, but that'd be amazing if you just put the sleeping bag over it. But you find this old quilt that you are able to fashion over the door to kind of seal it up, and like the windows that are broken, and the best you can, at least enough. And like you're able to get into a back room to kind of get away from the exposure.
And if you were to use the sleeping bag, then climb right in it. It's just a little softer.
A little warmer.
Yeah, warmer, exactly.
And you guys hunker down for the rest of the day shift.
If you or someone you love is struggling with combat-related PTSD, please call 877-717-7873. Again, that number is 877-717-PTSD. Or you can visit online ptsdusa.org. That's PTSD Foundation of America. If you call, you'll be immediately connected to a combat veteran who understands those experiences. And if you go to the website, they have in-person groups scattered throughout the United States. And if there isn't a peer group near you, they have online peer groups. Again, that's PTSD Foundation of America. If you're struggling, you don't have to go it alone.